appearance tomorrow if you make it onto the field, which I imagine you will. What are your feelings and thoughts about that on a personal note? Given where you started and where you are now.
Yeah, I think it's a game I'll have a lot of perspective. I remember my debut like it was yesterday. So to be playing in my 100th game is, of course, for this club is a huge honor and something that I'm extremely grateful for. Just being able to, compete for this team and, play 100 games. Told me a few years ago that you'd be playing your 100th game, I think, in your 4th or 5th year. It'd be pretty cool for me. So.
For you guys collectively, a chance to bounce back from the last match. What are the thoughts and feelings after that?
Yeah, we've had some time to digest it, to kind of understand it. I think the days after are probably the worst where you think about and everything, but I think since really last week we've kind of been focused on this game. So of course not the result you want to get against a strong team like that, but again, we've done our best to recover and make sure that we're ready to go tomorrow night.
No, since we're talking about history and the recent history is not so good, bring me your best memory of 100 games, or 99 actually right now. What is the moment that you said, this is my Inter-Miami moment?
There's a lot of great moments. So
one.
It's hard to pin it down to one. Of course, I would have to bring it down to our team winning our first trophy in Leagues Cup. Yes, that was outside the MLS, but in terms of Inter-Miami and everything, I think that was a collective moment for the players, for the staff, for the entire organization, where we're able to bring home some silverware and to be able to lift the trophy. It's probably that moment for me.
Your penalty. That was
trying to be humble, man. He's trying to be humble.
Yeah. That was humble. No. That was an incredible thing for us, for the fans, for everybody. You stopping a penalty, making a penalty. That was great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then it all starts back up again next month. So.
Drake, collectively, obviously didn't this stretch without Messi, Suarez didn't end well, but overall you guys did very well during the game called out. How did you analyze that stretch of games?
Yeah, I think that stretch of games extremely important for our group because we had some very important players missing and we knew we had to grind out some results. So to do well, especially on the road, was huge for us. I think just to build team confidence, to of course stay in the hunt for the Supporters' Shield and just keep getting points was super important. And hopefully when these guys come back and they're going to add to our team and of course in all the ways that they do to help us keep going in the direction that we are.
Who has been your biggest example in all this time you have had in Inter-Miami?
My biggest example, role model?
Yeah, role model.
There's been a lot of them because there's been a lot of great players that have come through this club that have helped this club grow in a lot of different ways. Of course, the goalkeepers, when I was a rookie, set a really great example of what it means to be a pro, what it means to work hard. Luis Robles, John McCarthy, Dylan Castanera, Nick Marsman, really all the goalkeepers that I've trained with have helped me understand what it means to be a pro and also helped me grow as a player and compete. And then outside of goalkeeping, really, there's been a lot of just really great players, but even better people, So, I could sit here and name 20, 30 of them that I think have had a huge impact on me, but I think overall, guys like DeAndre Yedlin, Ben Sweat, Juan Agudelo from the earlier years, so many names that are just kind of popping up. I could sit here and go on, but I think just goes to show that, this club, recruits great players and recruits even better people.
What kind of game do you guys expect tomorrow in Toronto?
I think tomorrow, of course, we'll be playing in front of our home crowd. I think that's super important. We've been on the road the last 3 games, so to play in front of our home fans is going to be huge for us. Toronto, really any team that we're going to play against is going to be a challenge. There's not really any easy wins in this league. So I think, we kind of have our hands full with their attack and everything, but it'll be a fun game, exciting game, and I think it's something that we're ready for.
Were you able to watch Copa over the weekend, finally?
Yeah, I watched the first half, and then it was my bedtime, so I watched the highlights afterwards. Have to be mindful of my recovery and sleep and everything. But seeing Argentina go on to win the Copa America final is massive, especially with their track record in the last couple of years with international tournaments. So to see my teammate out there competing and contributing to another trophy, as well as just some of the other best players in the world, it's huge, especially it being done at Hard Rock here in South Florida is great to see. So yeah, congrats to them.
So the bedtime is not non-negotiable?
Non-negotiable, yeah. I need my sleep. It's how I wake up every day and do what I do best.
Drake, I want to ask you. I'm sorry I was late. I don't know if you were asked this already, but coming off the loss to Cincinnati, what was the attitude after that game? And was that just an anomaly? Were there concerns there that are going to be a concern, in these upcoming games?
Yeah, I think when you lose a game like that, it definitely hits pretty hard. No one wanted to concede that many goals. No one wanted to lose that game against that team. And so everyone was feeling it after the game. And I think it was just a game that kind of got away from us, and that happens from time to time, and we're going to do our best to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Tata said after that game that the team showed that it still has issues and that it's not a top 3 team yet, and that Cincinnati's a top 3 team and your team was not a top 3 team yet. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think in that specific game we didn't play our best. I think we have all the qualities to be a top 3 team. I think for us, it might just be consistency, making sure that whether we're playing against the top team in the league or the bottom team in the league, that we're going to approach it the same way and go to win the game. And so, yeah, unfortunate result, but I think, it happened and we have to accept that and just keep moving forward.
There's no secret about the Argentine influence that exists within the club. I mean, what was it like on Monday morning here?
Yeah, everyone was kind of buzzing. I saw a couple, Argentinian jerseys being worn in, and the vibes were high. And anytime that you have, players who their nationality are with the team that wins a trophy is great. You get to see the culture, you get to experience a little bit, see how much they care about it, how much they're passionate about it. So it really goes to show the love for football that the Argentinians have, and you can see it on the field and off the field.
And Suarez was happy also, right?
Was Tata wearing a jersey?
I'm not sure what Tata wore in yesterday, but he was definitely happy.
Suarez was happy also because third place. I saw.
Yeah, I mean, again, he contributed in many ways for the third place match, scored that last minute goal, and I think it's great to see him still competing at that level that he's done for so many years, and to see him win something again is huge. So
it's great, right? Because he's a veteran. He's a player that is closer to the retirement than the beginning, and then he still feels like a kid when you win a medal.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the beauty of sport, is from the day you turn pro to towards the end of the year. As long as you're passionate about it, you're still having fun, then I think you can just keep enjoying the game and keep competing. And things may change, but again, if you can still show up every day and love what you do, then you're in a good place in life.
Drake, those teams had a good ending for Copa America. The U.S. didn't. We know now that Greg was fired. What would you like to see in a new coach for the national team? You being a national team player and an eligible player for the national team.
Yeah, I mean, you never want to see a coach get fired. I mean, he called me in a few times, and it was great to get to know him as a person as well as a coach. I think that was a decision that the Team USA made, and it'd be great to see them bring in someone that's going to be good for the culture. It's great to see them bring in someone that's going to help the team grow. I think Greg did all those things. When I was there, the culture was great. I felt like the players that were in had the right mentality, and of course, results are results. If things don't pan out in terms of winning games, and there's that. But in terms of going forward, I just hope that they bring in someone that is going to help them prepare for the World Cup.
What are your thoughts on the images before Copa America final, the fans storming the gates and that whole situation? What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you have two of the best teams in South America, playing in a final match, of course the energy and everything is going to be pretty high, and people are going to want to watch the game. So, it looked a little hectic. It looked a little crazy to me. I've never been to a game like that as a fan, so it's kind of hard for me to kind of conceptualize what it was like to get in or even get to the game. But it seemed like they delayed it enough for everyone to get in that was supposed to get in. And I haven't seen all the images. I've seen just the amount of crowds that were there, and it looked like a lot. But hopefully everyone's safe. Hopefully nobody got seriously injured. If there were, it's unfortunate in that there's no place for violence in sport. So I think also too, it's also there's just fans that are extremely passionate. They want to support their team. So I think that is you know, there's definitely a balance between being passionate and also being safe. So I hope everyone that got in enjoyed the game, and that in future events that they can maybe do a better job of just managing everybody getting in.
Drake?
You know how you're gonna say.
Yeah. All right, thanks guys.
Put that in a bit.